Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot to do the comments already. Go over there and click on the comments. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Chop Sports Daily, coming to you live from the Flipping Made Easy studio right here in Matawan, New Jersey. It is Sturch. It is Gooch over there helping us out with the comments as he's going to hit comments, and bang, there it is. Dalton Nolan. Okay, first and foremost, I don't know who you are, but that's great, man. Welcome to the show.
Dalton?
I wonder if that's one of the people that went back and forth with you about like Frank Gore and stuff like that, where you told
Could
people
be. I welcomed a few people.
Yeah, for sure.
Inviting them to come debate me on a couple of things that
Absolutely.
they don't agree with me on.
Yeah, I'm with it. So anyway, welcome to the show. Come to you live, Flipping Made Easy studio, Matawan, New Jersey. Said that already. Chopping it up from the Cabinet Creation Sports Desk. Still holding strong. Love this thing. Another remake of The Office here. Rob is still on his paid paternity leave. That's right. We're giving him checks every day he's not here. So he's not here. He'll be rejoining us hopefully within the week. Ashmere Fit in the house, also sitting to my left. So look, I'm looking left. So if she were to be brought on camera, Gooch, this is the whole point of it, right? The other guy would be there. Yes. See, I knew there was a method behind the madness. It always is. Hell no, I'm a Cowboys fan and a Sauce follower. There you go, Dalton. Welcome. First of all, go Cowboys. Great news. Speaking of Dalton, Dalton Schultz decides to not play in the OTAs or not participate. We'll get into all that in a second.
That's not news.
I mean, it's not news because
we all know that this is, well, we'll talk about this and money and all that.
Yeah, all that good stuff. So anyway, if you want to support Chop Sports, Gooch, let them know. It is patreon.com/Chop Sports. That is the Patreon to subscribe to and to get involved with Chop Sports right now. That is to help us out, okay? $3, $5, $10. It's like it's another streaming service, but we're not requiring you to pay for it. So if you want to help us out and throw us $3 a month, you're already putting $5 into a garbage thing like Peacock, so you might as well just help us out too.
And also, we have the a couple more things coming up. We got a Sauce follower in here. Speaking of the Sauce, we're going to be doing some, I guess you want to call it vlogging, live shows, something about the Cap House. And it's going to be
I like that.
Handicapping games in real time live with the Sauce on Thursdays coming up for the next football season. So there's going to be a lot of behind the scenes content for the Patreon, which is why I brought that up.
Yes. All right. Perfect. So Patreon members, if you're already paying for it, good for you guys, because thank you, obviously. And, all the discounts you guys may have gotten through that discount or through the Patreon is greatly appreciated. If you're watching this on YouTube, I have to remind myself to say this at least 3 to 17 times per show, but I don't. I forget all about it. Like the video on YouTube. Dad, for the love of God, just go on to YouTube, hit the thumbs up thing, and like the video. It's my Facebook status is liked every single time. And that means he's watching, which is great. But I just, would love for it to actually count.
So the next time you see your father,
I just saw him this morning, too. Son of a bitch. I should have just walked him through it.
Here's what you do. That's what I do.
Yeah, no, I've done that with many people for subscribing. They're like, "What do you do?" And I'm like, "Give me your phone." Like, here's what we do.
Nonetheless, we appreciate the support.
Yeah,
Papa Sturch.
Yeah, of course, as always. So share this video. Let everybody know this is what you guys watch at 11 o'clock in the morning each and every Monday through Friday. On the weekends, we are not here, but unless we have an event, which again we do have an event, right, Gooch? On June the 26th.
We certainly do.
June the 26th, the first annual Chop Sports Barbecue going down at Merrill Park. As I said, Sunday, June the 26th, 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock, Merrill Park, Island. To sign up, please do us a favor. Hit us up with an email, chopsports.events@gmail.com. This guarantees you spots in this thing. I'm not saying we're capping it at any number, but it actually gives us a really good idea as to how many people are going to be coming, how much beer we're going to need, because look, keg for myself and then the rest.
By the way.
Huh?
I don't think we could do kegs.
Oh, for the love of God. What are we going to do? Racks? Just 30 racks? Beyond 30 racks on racks on racks? I'm with it. Let's go. Racks on racks.
I got to double check, though, because it says that you need to do cans. No bottles. It's just cans. But we'll get into all that.
Okay.
Afterwards.
Mom's coming into the show. Good morning, Mom. She said, me and Aunt Janet or what? Aunt Janet. Oh, Aunt Janet. Okay. What's going on, guys? I hope you're all well. Last time I saw my Aunt Janet was my wedding day. So been a long time. It's been a while. But anyway, so yes, YouTube, please do that. Dat Chat, heading on over to 500 members over there at Dat Chat. Brand new social media. Go check it out. Educate yourself. Blockchain, NFTs, social media. They're doing it all over there. So be sure to get over there. Dat Chat on Google Play and the iTunes Store. So you can do that as well. Did the flyer already? Oh, special. I know we don't typically do all the happy birthday shout outs in the world, but there's a very special happy birthday going out there today. I saw it. Facebook let me know, because that's usually how I'm aware of people's birthdays. Happy birthday to lifelong supporter of Chop Sports, Janine. Happy birthday to Janine of Absolute Eyewear. We appreciate every single thing you've done for Chop Sports. If it wasn't for Jimmy Palumbo being the liaison, we would have never met you. So we're very glad that you're involved with Chop Sports, and you have already contributed to the barbecue. So we're very excited about that, and we thank you for that. Also, big ups to Michael Fusco. We'll talk about the Fusco Insurance Agency in a little bit, but he also donated to the cause. We got the Woodbridge PBA coming into this cause. There's a lot of people want to get involved.
The cornholelevel.com.
Yes, cornholelevel.com. We got to get better reads for that.
Yeah,
I want to do something
as we
for
get
him.
up. And now it's June. We got 3 weeks for this before this barbecue comes up. So we got to get first of all, as we're talking about the barbecue, I'm thinking to myself, we gave people time. Now time is up. If you want to send an email, you got to send an email.
This is Angry Gooch.
This is Ashley's, because it's coming from Ash. She says, if you do not send an email, you are
this
not
look to her, like,
allowed
I'm gonna
to
kill
show
all
up.
of you.
So please just send the email. Chopsports.events.
Please send it
at
email.
gmail.com.
Also, all right, happy birthday, Aunt Janet. So that's coming up on Sunday. How was your weekend? Everything good?
Yeah,
busy
weekend. Yesterday I had a good day. We went to Cheesequake, got a little hike in, but I got a little sunburn.
Bugs.
Tan. I feel like I look a little more tan than I typically do. I was in the sun all weekend and I didn't get burned, but I do have a little.
Did you put on sunscreen?
I did.
Because you know damn well Ashley wouldn't let you out.
But SPF 30.
Just 30, huh?
Yeah,
you're not making them cake on 50
I need like
or 100?
SPF 110 because 30 just gets chewed up and spit right out.
But 30 gives you that golden crisp brown. Ask my mother about that. Ask my Aunt Janet about the two tannest people I've ever met in my life. But they know what they're doing.
I do have back issues right now, though.
Oh, yes.
Dealing with a mild back spasm situation. So,
that's fun.
You know, I'm a game time decision for all these events on June 26th.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go.
I'm loading up the excuses now because, you know, I'm a sore loser. And if I happen to lose in anything, I have to have something built in.
Stevie Mack coming
blame
in
it on.
saying, remember, I can't control any of these comments. So if you want to bring them up, you can bring them up. Speaking of cornhole, did you guys see that Beavis and Butthead are coming back? Did you see that? I didn't see that. Actually, you know what? That's a lie. I did see that. But I mean, I have no interest in them. I never got into that. I don't know about you. Never? What? I'm not even looking. I can't even look because I know if I look over there, it's gonna be bad news bears.
Yeah, I'm just leaving it.
All right, cool. So have you ever get into Beavis and Butthead ever?
Obviously.
Yeah, you did?
Yes.
I never did. I was never, I don't know. Oh, here we go again. A lot of what makes me unwell. Yes, Scoop. Are you dead? Oh no. Here we go again with the scoop.
I made that same mistake.
That's a reoccurring mistake within Chop Sports.
Damn it.
God, son of a bitch. She's just
prayer.
Actually, Ashley just ran out crying. So look what you did. So anyway, God, he did it again. He threw me. No way.
And he likes to tell you make.
Nah, he'll definitely drill it.
Text on the side and be like, "That's fucked up."
Yeah, that's. Anyway, weekends was good. I decided to go. I'm torturing myself in this housing market, by the way. I continue to keep looking at houses and getting excited and then getting turned down and getting excited. But I got to give it up to Curtis. Curtis sells houses, EXP, Natalie. Like those guys have really hauled ass for me. We're having a little bit of a cross finger moment here as we put another offer for another house. Not that far from here. I mean, when I say not that far, in proximity of what the other houses were looking like, this was like a straight shot down 287, 78, bang, I'm there. But
shout out to Ryan coming in, calling Kyle his nemesis.
Ooh, arch nemesis.
Nemesis. I love having beef in the comments because it's just engagement. But what you guys should do is wait until the show's over and then have your we get it actually in the
we should
the
actually
get
credit for this kind of stuff too.
We do not.
As far as engagement is concerned. It sucks, but we should definitely I am well aware. Yeah, so
bro, and honestly, if you're heading out to Fresno or wherever area of California, I saw Ryan. I saw a couple posts that he's made on Facebook, and I think it's interesting what this guy's doing.
I gotta add him on Facebook.
Shout out to Ryan. He bought a pontoon boat and a bunch of jet skis.
Those are phenomenal.
And in his first weekend of doing jet ski and pontoon boat rentals, I'm pretty sure he got like 14 bookings. Right, so the guy's got a little hustle going on.
Oh, wait a minute. He's renting out this stuff?
And I feel like he's like a marketing guy. And maybe we should have a conversation with Ryan on the side and see if he could maybe,
Yeah, but listen.
Put us up in Cali for a week and give us his pontoon boat.
There you go. I'm with it. I'm with it. I mean,
remember
when he called
to see things like that.
Remember when he called in the show and he walked around his living room for like 40 minutes, like in a circle? I'm like, that's a nice house. That's a nice house. That's a nice house. We just keep going around in circles, but it's definitely nice. What's up, Mark A. from the Canadian border? Yes, we're doing great. We're doing great. And not as good as Cody Rhodes with that chest. Oh, my God. If you watched WWE Hell in a Cell last night, which you'll get more coverage of that on the Fight Factory tomorrow, those guys will be back to record and actually put out a podcast outside of last week's debacle. I'll say technical difficulties, but I'll just say Tommy's an asshole. So that's our technical difficulties, and we'll get right back to it tomorrow to talk about WWE Hell in a Cell. Have you ever? You probably haven't. Do you know what a torn pec looks like on a human body?
Yes.
Okay, so Cody Rhodes tore his pec before the show, like even before the pay-per-view. He took his robe off, dude. Bro, when I tell you, from here down to here, purple, black, grossness.
I tore my
wrestled
quad.
up. Oh, so you must have seen it. So
it was like the most gnarly thing you'll ever see, because you know where your quad is located?
Yeah.
You know what it has to, like I tore my right quad. My left leg was black and blue down to my
Your left
head.
leg.
Yeah, it was so bad. And you know it had to cross past to make the black and blue?
The man part.
Yes.
Yeah, that sucks.
It was a terrible situation.
My buddy Tommy
quite a
actually
while.
tore his quad racing somebody at Yankee Stadium, because he's like you. He's like, somebody's like, oh, man, I'm definitely faster than Tommy. And Tommy's like, let's race right now.
Maybe I'll have to race Tommy one day.
You and Tommy would be a phenomenal race. That kid's probably the best athlete that I grew up with. Multi-sport. I would say not basketball, but baseball and football. That was his jam. Anyway, so the Yankees, by the way, just won 6 straight. So that's a fun time. You still hate Josh Donaldson?
Yes. Well, I don't.
How do you hate Josh Donaldson?
Stop.
Walk off.
Stop.
Sack
Stop.
fly.
I do not like Josh Donaldson. Hate is a very strong word for me to use towards a member of the New York Yankees. I hated Josh Donaldson before he became a Yankee. I still don't like him, but I have to root for the guy. So by proxy, I don't hate him. I'm happy he did what he did. I said this from day one, or even the other day.
It was day
bashing
one.
him.
First opening game, he had to walk off.
So when I've been bashing the guy, I bash him for good cause, because I still feel the way I've always felt about him. He just doesn't seem like a likable guy. But when he's up to bat, I'm going to root for him. I'm going to cheer when he does things well.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
good on him.
If you're that hard pressed on a player, like, and you're like, they're getting up in a winning situation, you're like, oh, hope he strikes out. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Anyway. Literally.
Mets,
you're in my brain.
yeah,
Maybe it's next on the
we
rundown.
got some interesting stuff to talk about.
It's very
backing
interesting.
off of the Dodgers and the Mets series.
It's very interesting. So the Yankees have won 6 straight. They're rolling right now. Aaron Judge still playing amazing. I got a text from Jimmy Palumbo today saying, like, he's just running averages at me. And I'm like, Jimmy, you're dense, bro. The New York Yankees are the best team in baseball right now, and you're worried about somebody's average. They're putting it all together. The Yankees are winning games left and right. Like, they're just, everybody pump the brakes on averages. Who gives a shit? But anyway, speaking of the other New York team, who are still rolling, still in first place, still doing their thing, on the left coast, the New York Mets went out there, lost 2 games right in a row, and we're like, whoop, there they are. You know, they're the Mets. You know, battle back 2 nights in a row, got themselves 2 dubs, good wins, real good wins.
The Saturday win was big.
Yeah.
Because they went up against who I think is arguably the best pitcher in baseball.
Is that Walker? Not Walker.
Walker Buehler.
Walker Buehler, yeah.
And they got to him early and often. I think Polar Bear hit 2 in that game. I know the boys won money. I was tracking it, but I was also at work.
I had a feeling. I was like, look, this Mets team, if this Mets team is anything the fans want them to be, they're going to win on Saturday night. And I lost it 2. I was like, they're winning Saturday night.
See. It's like
and I didn't give a shit who the pitch was. I was like, they're winning Saturday night.
And it all wasn't lost. They had lost that game, but it's nice to see the team respond the way they do and hit the shit out of a guy that is expected to go in and shut him down. It's like, that's a bad spot to be in, losing 2 in a row to a team that, you know, is the benchmark that you'd want to achieve in the National League. And they go in there, they lose 2 in a row, and then they got to face their ace. So it's like, damn, it's an uphill battle from here. And the Mets responded. It was a little uncharacteristic of hearing Showalter complaining about the schedule, though.
Yeah, he said it's unfair. Well, he's got a point to an extent.
He does.
Because the way that the Dodgers were able to use homeboy, who's the pitcher? Who they gave up the run? Oh, Jesus. Nah, the jerk off that played for Boston. The one Kimbrel.
He's not on the Dodgers now, is he?
I'm pretty sure it was
yes,
Kimbrel.
He is,
yeah. So anyway, so he's in there, and Showalter said, you know, they can use Kimbrel in an extended period, knowing they have an off day the next day. Like, that's a different mindset for a bullpen coach and a manager who says, you know what, leave him out there because we have off the next day. The Mets can't do that because they got to get right back to work the next day. They can't use a certain reliever.
Yeah, but that's like
is that baseball, Susan?
That's baseball. What? That's like.
I don't
Are
know.
you kidding me? How they work the bullpens and things like that? That's weird that he would say it because of that. I think it's just a matter of like the grind that the Mets have to deal with, the West Coast trip. Everyone's schedule sucks.
Everybody goes on a West Coast trip.
Everyone's schedule sucks this year. They're scheduled doubleheaders for almost every team, right? Because they're the shortened season. I don't know if that could be
season per se, but
if Buck Showalter has a gripe with the fact that the pitcher knows or the manager knows the team's off the next day, so that's not fair. And it's like that's how many times do you think that's happened in the course of baseball history? Where a team plays a team.
Well, Monday should be a universal day off, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if you can get down to the nitty gritty with the scheduling like that.
Could you imagine, Dave? I'm gonna give you a chance to retract.
No. I'm fighting for Showalter here.
I'm gonna give you a chance to retract the statement that we should get mandatory Mondays off in baseball. Could you imagine it all of a sudden it being like, bro, need Monday. Every major league player needs a day off this week. What? They wouldn't be able to do it.
Wouldn't be able to, or wouldn't it be justified?
I don't think either. I think because the weather is a factor in the end of the
season.
So
you use those makeup Mondays as a makeup Monday. If you don't have any games to make up, you're off. If not, then you have to play.
I don't
know. They got to do something because I do agree with Showalter there. Like there's different managerial skills that not skills, but like decisions to be made. And
that's part of
the Dodgers got to use Kimball in a way.
That's part of.
I mean, look, he gave up the game winning hit. So who cares? But
so basically,
not game winning hit.
So basically, right here is like you're trying to take another thing from the manager and put it towards. You get what I'm saying? It's like,
listen, I'm only trying to be devils right here.
Baseball management.
The Mets are doing what they're doing despite the schedule.
Reading an equation and just deciding off of that. This is one of the things where it's like how you use your pitchers is one of the things that the managers are able to actually make an impact with, and you want to take part of that away too. Not you, but just that suggestion. I don't agree with it.
I'm just saying.
But anyway,
AJ Bascon, by the way, money hits a plus 950 bet with a first pitch home run at Aaron Judge. Like you gotta have some balls. Look, I can't assume you put a lot of money on that, but plus 950 is plus 950. You put $10 on there, you made $100. You know what I mean? Like, okay, good shit. But yeah, so great job, Beaver. I meant to text you yesterday, or at least put it in the chat. My new house or potential new house, the street right before you turn onto the street is called Beaver Street. So I'm no rich man, he said. He's no AJ Basket. I mean, he's no Kyle Kerms. All right. So, yes, you have something to say about this because of the fact that
the Mets have the highest payroll in baseball, but the Dodgers still have to pay $47 million in a luxury tax this year, which is the record number for any major league team ever having to pay.
Absolutely nuts.
And now, a couple people asked me, my father being one.
That's it.
No, there was. I don't want to out the other person because I think he is known as a person that has baseball acumen, and I don't want to bash him here. But $47 million being the highest of all time, the Mets have a higher payroll this year, and the question was posed to me: why do the Mets have to pay? Why do the Dodgers have to pay more than the Mets if they have a higher payroll?
The Mets officially right now have the highest payroll.
So basically, what happens is in year one, you pay 20% of the amount you went over. So if you went over 10 million, you have to pay 2 million. If in year two, what happens is you have to pay 33% of the amount you went over.
Oh my! How
much
money these guys went over?
The reason why there's Dodgers are in a tough situation because what you saw with the Yankees when they eventually cut ties with all these big contracts and they went the youth route and it ended up working out. It was that one season where Judge came up and Sanchez came up. They
were not going to cover off the ball, right?
Yeah. So they got under the luxury tax for the first time that year. Right. The Dodgers are now in their fourth season over the luxury tax. So what happens?
I mean, look at the team they've constructed.
What ended up happening is you have to pay escalators. So year one, it's 20%. Year two, it's 33%. Year four, it's 40%. Year five, it's 80% of the amount that you've gone over. Not of your entire payroll, just the amount you went over. I'm not sure what the threshold is now, but it's pretty high.
It's up there because this is what they just collectively bargained. They got the threshold there. But Jesus Christ, like LA. I understand what you've gotten some of the top tier players in baseball right now. You know, Mookie Betts, one of the best players in baseball right now. You're talking about the Turners and their pitching staff, and how much are they on the hook for Bauer? They're probably not, right? Because he got suspended, so there's no money at all.
So what happens is the suspended players, if they're not paying him, if they're paying, which they're not anymore, right? But they were having to pay.
Does insurance pay for that
prior to? So I don't know when the suspension kicked in, if they have to pay like a portion of that, but it's the 40-man roster. It's any minor league player on the 40-man roster, anybody that's on your injured list that was on the injured list, sent from your 40-man roster. So the 40-man roster is the major sticking point here in a lot of it. It was also a major sticking point in the contract negotiations or the labor dispute in the offseason. But it's funny because I'm reading an article here just to give you an idea of how.
Where's it from? Is it credible?
It is credible because it's just explaining the luxury tax.
Okay.
And the point that I'm making is that this is the year that the Dodgers were in year 2 exceeding the luxury tax. And it says right here that they have to pay $5 million. Now this is year 4 and they're paying $47 million over.
How much fucking money do these guys have?
I'm not sure.
Does Magic Johnson still own these bitches?
He's a part owner, but I'm sure that it keeps on going up. I'm not exactly sure what it goes up to in year 5. Because I believe that's what it'll be next
80% then.
But it's already 80%. Does it keep going up? Because it only
this is 80%. This number comes from 80%. Oh, shit.
80% of
well, does it cap at 80?
They're 80% of the amount that they're over. I'm not sure. It's not saying it.
There has to be no cap.
But regardless, they're set to be paying at least $40 to $50 million a year for the next however many years until they get below the luxury tax.
And that's meaning dishing off players, reconstructing contracts, like spreading numbers out. You don't read a lot about reconstructing baseball contracts because it's all guaranteed money, so there's nothing to do.
You can't. Look what happened with A-Rod. When they tried to restructure to send A-Rod to Boston, he wanted to take a pay cut. The players union stepped in and nixed the deal. Before A-Rod got traded to the Yankees, the deal was in place.
I remember
going to the Red Sox, and I think it was Gene Orzo at the time was the players union rep, and he nixed it. Said not happening. You can't take less money. He pulled
a Chris Paul. Said nope.
And it sets a bad precedent for the league and the rest of the players that are trying to get big money when you have the highest paid player taking less. Same reason why I think Cooper Kupp is wrong for saying I want less. I don't need all that money. You can't say it. You could do that behind closed doors, but publicly, just shut the fuck up.
Okay. So, speaking of money, by the way, did you see that the sale is in place for the Denver Broncos this morning?
Yeah, and did you see how much?
$4.5 billion. Who bought it? The son of the guy who owns Walmart.
It sheds
Walmart is like a cesspool of America.
A little bit of light on the dollar amount that Portland was offered to. It's a half. I know it's the NFL and the NBA.
The NFL, that's two different beasts, dude.
But
I mean, it is.
It is.
It's two different beasts, revenue wise, like ratings wise, TV deal wise, like that. This is NFL and NBA are not the same. But the money, the 4.5 mil, that 4.5 bill, sorry, is very interesting. I'm very interested to see what that does for that team. But those things take time. So obviously, do they have the option to keep the hack that is known as John Elway?
Who are you talking about? I don't think that Elway has anything to do with the ownership.
That's what I'm saying. But like they can fire him if they don't want.
He's a team president. They could and should fire his drunk ass. And I do believe that John Elway was a fucking hack.
That's another conversation for another day.
I firmly do believe it. We can debate the John Elway saga and his legacy.
John Elway's a jerk off. He did not sign any autographs at this golf outing my mother took me to when I was like 7.
Was it in Montclair?
You were probably there. We were probably in
How about this? The Brett Favre jersey that my mother got me.
Favre wasn't there though for my year.
He was there for
the headliners for me was Elway, Marino, Jim Kelly. Bro, when I tell you names, you're gonna like blow your mind. Like as far Eric Kramer, Jeff Blake.
I did this for like 5 years in a row.
Yeah, my mom took me once. I got tackled by Felipe Sparks.
Emmitt Smith was there?
No, obviously not. I mean,
I met Emmitt Smith like 30 times.
Did you really?
Yeah. He was
still has one of the most iconic rants of all time.
Penalties. He's like in the NFC West, you got the Dallas Cowboys. He's like, wait, too many penalties.
So Emmitt wasn't. Yeah, my mom is coming in with the story. The Dan Marino's caddy just let my brother sit on the golf cart and just took off. We're like, wait, where's my brother going? But yeah, I'll never forget. Elway told me he was going to sign my football. He's like, let me just make this putt. And I was like, all right. And he made his putt. I've never seen a man dash off faster. Gone. I'm like, what? And like me, heartbroken.
I'm biased towards Elway. Like my hatred stems from him getting all the credit for the Super Bowl that he did nothing.
This one's for John. Anyway, let's go over the weekend, right? Because the reason why I'm in a little bit of a high-strung mood right now is because yesterday the Rangers were unable to get a 3-0 lead. But let's not discredit what they did on Friday, making us all feel these different feelings about this Ranger team that if they were to go up 2-0 on the Bolts, it would feel good. It would feel real good because, the stats don't lie. Like if you're down 2-0, there's a certain percentage of teams that can come back and win 4 straight, or at least take it to 7, win 4 out of 5, right? So it's not impossible, but it is very difficult, right? So we played well on Friday night. The kid line played good. Igor played great. That game was great, and we were all flying high after that game. I'm walking around my house, and I'm like, this team could go to the Stanley Cup Finals. It's amazing. I cannot wait to get there, right? So much like my feeling of kind of feeling them a little bit, and I'm sure, I don't know if you could say that about a team like this Ranger team in particular, as far as like feeling themselves, but they went into Tampa for game 3, and they played, I think, and I told you this in I think that this game that they played yesterday was their worst game. Let me explain, okay? Because we're well aware, Kenny Levine over on Chop Sports Facebook group is always the one that kind of debunk everything that I say whenever it comes to the Rangers. And there's other people like A4, our former intern / Devils fan / asshole at this point. I love you to death, man. But he's debating me on this. Look, the Rangers, when they got starched by the Pittsburgh Penguins and gave up 7 goals, and they just looked like shit. When that kind of game happens, you look at that game and it's like, whoa, when it rains, it pours. I brought this analogy to the football world where I said, Gooch, you lose a game 24-21, right? But you can look at the game, no matter how they lost. Even they could have been up 14-0, 17, whatever. They could have been up and then played sloppy and bad, penalties here and there, injuries happen here, chippiness here, blah, blah, blah. They lose the game. You're like, that was probably the worst loss they suffered, right? And I say that's a worse loss than week 1 of last year when New Orleans went nuts on you guys. You're kind of looking at that game in peril. Don't get me wrong. You're pissed about it, but you're like, by the 3rd quarter, you're like, whatever, the fuck this game. Like it's not the worst game they played because like, it's just not their day.
You don't look at it like, wow, a lot of opportunities were missed. We had chances here, we had chances there, and failed in moments. That I understand. And when it comes to like a painful loss, much more painful to lose 3-2 in a game that you had 2-0. Because
yes,
that's what why you say at that point. I know you don't like to do it, but people start touching the money at 2-0. It has 0 bearing on the game. But
I didn't really touch the money. All I said was it's good. It's a good day to win another one.
When you're up 2-0 in the series with a 2-0 lead after 1 period, you're thinking like, we are rolling here. Just keep going. All the momentum is there, but. My Tampa Bay is resilient, baby. Resiliency is what we're all about in Tampa. And Stamkos, if you guys look at the thumbnail, you see my boy Stamkos, blonde hair, blue-eyed, ready to take thunder and lightning back to the Garden.
So Gooch's Lightning played very well. Where I say the Rangers did not play well, and Tim's bringing this up because Tim Riley's coming in saying Rangers let up too many shots on goal. Obviously, Trouba took 2 penalties while he was falling down. The one penalty I agree with, because if you don't make that penalty, somebody's getting taken down. I mean, somebody's on a breakaway, and they're going to either score or just have a better opportunity. He did the right thing in one moment. But overall, Trouba took way too many penalties. In my mind, if there's no fouling out in hockey, you could take 1,000,000 penalties and never actually get kicked out of the game unless it warrants it. But too many penalties. The skating was lazy, lackadaisical. The passes just seemed a little different than the first 2 games where they were crisp and everything. Is home ice have everything to do with it? Look, the way the Rangers have put themselves in this situation now, if you win all the games at the Garden, you win the series. That's it. And Anthony came at me yesterday saying, well, I think the series could be determined on what team can steal one on the road. And I said, yeah, when you're not losing the first 2 games at home. If you got one stolen on the road, then yes, that's the determining factor. If the Rangers would have split the series in the beginning, then it's a whole different ballgame. 1 game was stolen on the road already.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. I'm saying if it happened. The Rangers won the first 2 games. Yeah. So because they did that, all they got to do is win their home games and they advance, meaning game 5 and game 7. If they lose the rest. But they're the ones that have to pick up and steal one on the road, but they don't have to, is what I'm saying. They don't have to.
Yeah, no. The Tampa had a chance to steal home ice with the split in the first 2. That's like any series, any 7-game series in any sport, I think. Right? It goes 2-2, 1-1-1.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I'm still confident in this team. I have not lost any kind of hope. Even if they drop Tuesday.
Very confident.
Tuesday is a big game for the Rangers. to kind of solidify themselves as the superior team. If the Rangers can go out and win another game on Tuesday night in Tampa Bay, the series is over, folks. I don't care who you are. I don't care what team this is. They're winning the series. There won't be a time where they lose 3 straight games to Tampa Bay. Just not going to happen. However, if you can raise your eyebrows all you want. Obviously, it's possible. But I'm thinking with this team, the resiliency that they have, I don't feel it to be a thing, right? So, if they lose on Tuesday, and this is 2-2, and it's now a best-of-3 series going back to New York, I still like our chances because of the fact that 2 out of 3 games are in New York. So I'm not so worried. Those first 2 games were pivotal. I understand stealing one on the road would have been even better for Tampa, but this is where we're at. But they can close this bitch out in the Garden in front of all the home fans. I'm including Rube, Sean, all of our guys. They're all going to be there. I'll be on my couch, whatever, unless y'all want to take me. That's up to you. But I'm saying the Rangers have a chance to get back right on Tuesday night, get that done, and then close this bitch out on Thursday. Done.
The Rangers are 5-1 against them for the season now, so it's not like the Rangers don't have that leg up. But maybe
now, regular season and playoffs are 2 different.
I understand, but even still, 2-0 in the postseason going into this game. Tampa Bay, obviously, you know better than to count them out. No, they're in the exact same position.
And that's why
they're in the exact same position that the Rangers were in the first 2 series, and the Rangers, you couldn't count them out. And this is playoff hockey, so you'd expect this to get good before it gets over.
It will. It absolutely will.
It's going to get good.
It's going to get good. Tuesday night's a very, very big game both ways. The Rangers win. They look like they got the skate on throat. If Tampa wins, there's a lot of life. There's a lot of life. So Tuesday is a big, big night in Tampa Bay. We'll preview that tomorrow. Maybe we'll get I know he's down in Tampa for the games, and we're talking about Mike Salerno. I was talking to him this morning. He's like, want me to jump on? I was like, there's a lot of stuff going on, but we'll get back with him. We'll talk some hockey tomorrow as we preview the series. But I have to talk about, first and foremost, not a big hockey guy, but man, yeah, listen, don't get me started. Like, this might be, and I'm going to say this boldly, not a hot take or anything like that. The Stanley Cup is the hardest trophy to win in all of professional sports. Name one that's harder to win in all of professional sports. Name one harder.
Any one given one, like they're all the same.
No.
Yeah, because but by proxy, how many NHL teams are there?
30.
So there's 32 football teams. Harder to win that. Just because
no. But then they get more play. The fucking NFL is adding playoff teams every year, so like that's not as hard. It's like almost half the league.
But the fact of like one and done, even if you're really great and you lose one game, you're done. Very hard to win the Super Bowl because of that.
I'm just saying, man. I just think that these guys are grinding in June and the season started in November. You know what I mean? Like
I'm the type of person that just because there's one winner every year in any single sport and the amount of teams there are, I feel like it's easy. It's not harder or easier in any one of them. It's like they're each respectively hard. How hard is it to win a World Series?
31 teams in the NHL. Sorry, and
winning a World Series is fucking rough. Really hard.
I'm just saying what these guys go through. I'm talking from a physicality standpoint. You know, hockey is the hardest sport to play. Think about it. You got to be a good skater. You got to be able to shoot the puck. You got to be able to stop the puck. You got to be able to stop somebody dead in their tracks. Like, it is not. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate you, bro. He just actually said before. He came up before. I missed it.
Tennis.
No. Oh, tennis. I mean, let's talk tennis. All right. Well,
at the same time, what he just said, Ryan, is a good point to counter what you were saying about the hardest thing. It's like you can afford a bad game, because if you have a bad game or 2 bad games in a series, it doesn't necessarily lose you the series. If you have that bad game in the NFL, you're done.
Hey, Ryan, just so you know, I don't have access to the comments he does. Sorry, dude. Today I don't. We changed it up. We changed it up over here. We don't have a producer. Rob is not here, so it's making it just a little bit more difficult. When we're in talks and in translation, like we can't just grab the comments, but we are trying to read them on the air. Hockey, basketball, baseball, there's 7-game series, so you can afford a bad game. I agree. I agree in that regard. When I say hardest, I just feel like, look how many games you have to win just to become champion.
The same amount in the NBA.
Yeah, but they got 4 days off in between games, dude.
It doesn't
it's
matter.
Bitch made.
Same amount.
Comparable.
Same amount, but you're going against guys that also have 4 days off. In the NHL, you're going against guys on the same rest. So it's like levels it out. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you're more rested, they're more rested. They're less rested, they're less rested. Even. Same amount of games, even. Literally same amount of games in the season too, right?
Yes.
So literally even.
Yeah, but now if you get hit in the face with a stick, right, that takes players out for 8 seconds. If you get a cramp in the NBA, you're out for
the debate there is
it's harder, is what I'm saying. It's harder, physically
tougher.
harder.
Like hockey players are tougher than NHL players
by a million,
than NBA players
by a million.
I don't think anybody's debating that, but I think that when it comes to winning an NBA championship, it might even be harder because it's typically been dominated by like the team that you know is going to win, right? So for every other team, it's like really fucking hard. How hard was it to win a title in Jordan's era for anybody but Jordan? It was impossible.
See, now Ryan's saying you can win a championship and have 12 losses. Yes, but you also have to have 16 wins. That means you have to play 28 games just to get there, just to be the champ. 28 more games on top of your 82-game regular season. I listen, I can debate this all day long. I mean, it's back and forth. And look, I guess there's no right or wrong answer. It's just people's opinion. But I think the hardest and toughest championship to win in professional sports
is the World Cup. It's true though, because there's only one every 4 years. So it's like
proper rest. That's for sure.
Like, you have a way less of a chance to win something once every 4 years than you do once every year. Got a point there. She's not wrong.
I'm not saying my mom?
100% right.
Soccer is also. She also was you remember the Cosmos? You're old enough to remember that, right?
David was soccer.
I don't remember anything. Yeah, anyway, she was a Cosmos cheerleader. Inaugural. The first one. How about that? Anyway, new topic. Actually, before we get into the new topic, I got to talk to you guys and ask you if you're worried.
You have to sweep the NFL postseason, otherwise you don't win it.
And you have to play 16 games to get there.
But the only team that wins it,
just get there.
But the only team that wins the Super Bowl swept every year. They swept the postseason.
They won as many games as it takes for the Rangers to win a series.
But if they lost one game, so the Rangers would have lost immediately. They would have been eliminated one and done.
On a one-game series?
They would have been one and done.
Yeah.
So their season's over in football.
Oh, man.
See ya.
Anyway. Are you worried about running out of money in I almost like car insurance? Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? I'm sure you're not. Or how you're going to pay for long-term health care. Will your family be okay? I know my family will be, because I got a guy, and his name is Michael Fusco, folks. We're talking about the Fusco Agency. Stop worrying, start planning. A comprehensive retirement plan gives you security and greater control over your money. Michael Fusco can help. As president of the Fusco Insurance Agency, Michael can work with you to create a comprehensive retirement plan. He'll explore using life insurance and annuities to help you build a more secure future so you can worry a little less now. Call 718-701-5787 to schedule your complimentary consultation. That's consultation to all those folks who don't speak Italian. That's 718-701-5787. Guarantees and protections are subject to claims paying ability of the issuing company. Some insurance policies are not available in all states. So that is our boy, Michael Fusco. And again, thank you for your donation towards the barbecue that's coming up on the 26th. We're excited to have you and excited to meet you in person and get all this stuff done. And maybe set up shop, tell everybody about your agency. Some people out there are going to be risking it all really to play some intramural sports, and hopefully they won't have to worry about their healthcare plan afterwards.
Or their grundle. So you head on over to manscaped.com and use the promo code CHOPSPORTS, and anything on the website, 20% off with free shipping worldwide. Obviously, it's Father's Day coming up in a couple weeks, so you can go out there, get that Father's Day package 2.0. I use all the products already. It's
and you're not a dad.
I'm not a dad, but I do have one, and my dad did comment in the chat last week that he raised his hand. And I was actually proud of him for utilizing the hand raise emoji in the comments because he's 70.
In regards to what?
When we were doing this live read, he did a hand raise emoji that
saying
he
that he won. Oh, okay.
So
well, guess what? You now have a promo code.
My brother, I'm not using it. I'm going to send it to my siblings because you get it. Okay. Anyway, promo code CHOPSPORTS. You get 20% off it. It comes equipped with the lawnmower 4.0, 400K LED light. You got the crop shaver 2.0. It comes with the crop exfoliator, the crop gel, the crop ball sack juice, and you shave it down nice and good. Promo code CHOPSPORTS. Thanks.
There it is. Free shipping. Worldwide.
I need the graphic up.
You do, yeah.
I need to get a graphic.
The fact that you're on camera this entire time and
I have like notes, but like they're not really well laid out for me. I need to be off camera when I'm doing this read.
Okay.
So
it's a comfort. It's a comfort thing.
We'll give a little love to
of course.
SteveAspara.com, the creator of AshmereFit.com, who is sitting to my left, and she has a cute little website. And if you want any personal training done via StreamYard or Zoom. She is your girl. It's an online personal training thing. And
folks, I've seen her work out from a distance, not in a creepy way, but she's a beast.
Yeah, I was like, this is going in the dark.
I'm on the Stairmaster. I see everything. Okay. I can see everywhere everybody is. But yeah, she knows what the hell she's doing. She's got a website now. Go check it out. AshmereFit.com, courtesy of Steve Aspara, web developer and content creator. SteveAspara.com. All right. Yeah. So anyway,
NBA
best read ever. Calling it Dalton. He liked that one. He think that one was a succeed.
Maybe I have good ones. I have really good ones that I've done. That was not good.
Yeah, I was gonna say you just go back a couple episodes, and maybe in May, where there was it was, what was it, Mother's Day season? Not Mother's. Yeah, it was Mother's Day, and like the guys had to look fresh and blah blah blah. Those are really good. Janine coming in again. Happy birthday to Janine. She got the girl cut Chop Sports T-shirt. She loves it. So she got what happened.
It's a funny comment from Ryan. Dude, Dave's watching her like a hawk.
I mean, look, somebody's gotta be. That's my boy right there.
Oh,
let somebody come up and like, how many sets you got left? I'm like, yo, hey, no, nuh-uh.
Bro, how about this? I would go to the gym with her and like, I don't give a fuck about that shit. It's hard to explain, but I always
said a couple that works out together breaks up.
No.
Listen, I went down that road and it's not fun. It's not fun. Like you have to look at the girl working out, and then the next thing you know, you got guys that are looking better than you, bigger than you, and you're just like, oh,
bro,
man.
I don't give a fuck about any guy looking better than me or bigger than me. It has zero bearing on things. We got the when I got a hot girlfriend, that's what happens. You got guys are gonna look. I'm okay with it. I'm very secure.
All right. Well, that's good.
Wait, is Kyle in the comments now?
No, Kyle's not in the comments.
No.
I have not seen Kyle. Ryan says, I need Chop Shorts shirt that says Kyle
I pick
Kerms
better than Kyle shirt. That's what I'm getting now. So I pick better than Kyle shirt is going to be available in chopsports.shop.
Wow. I like that.
I promise. So
I like
Ryan,
that, actually. I pick better than Kyle.
Absolutely.
Or Fade the Sauce. I think he has that one.
He does have a Fade the Sauce shirt. So if you go over kylekerms.com and go look at his merch, he does have
a Fade the Sauce shirt, and you can contribute to the cause. Anyway, how about a sport that Kyle knows a whole shit ton about? Because last night I cashed in, baby. I won this bet finally. I've only bet strictly. My mother, you see that? Right? Oh man, listen. Maybe this is how I look all the time. Yeah, bro. The fact that we have Absolute Eyewear as a partner. Yeah. Absolute Eyewear as a partner, and we're not like up on our like contact. I have glasses. I wear glasses all the time, just not on the air.
I have glasses
because I have lights coming down.
I have glasses. They just have one arm. I broke them.
Are they called arms? Are they called arms? I don't even know.
Are they?
I don't know. Frames.
Well,
frame. Frame singular.
So like, doesn't it hang on with its arms?
I don't fucking know.
Where's
Janine? Where are we at with this?
Usually good about
what are the things called on the sides? I want to say just part of the frames. Liaison coming in. There's Jimmy.
So Jimmy, what are they called?
Yeah, you do the reads every day, like or every show. I really don't know.
What are they called? The things that hold your glasses on over your ears? They're arms.
I don't know. I don't know if they're arms.
How is there nobody filling us in on what these are called? Does nobody know?
Right? There are people watching, ladies and gentlemen. That's not a lie. There are people watching live. We pride ourselves on temples. They're called temples.
No. I get it.
What?
Haha. That is funny because they are temples, but like the piece on the glasses?
Temple tip. Aha!
Oh man,
the plot thickens. You thought she was fucking screwing with you,
yeah.
Janine?
I was like, I know that.
What are these called? They're called temples.
I know that my temples on my head are here, but like on the glasses, what are they? That's insane. Learn something new every day.
Oh my god.
All right.
Anyway, thanks, Scoop. They're called temples. Oh, from
NBA,
downtown.
NBA.
All right, temple. And now she's yelling at you. Temples, for the love of God. So maybe they're like a little bit delayed, but like we're sitting here like, well, come on, somebody, come on. Anyway, NBA, baby.
Oh, that's not the score.
It's not? It's not. Oh, you bastard. That was at the
Curry did drop 29 in game 2 win, though. The series is tied 1-1, but pay no attention to the score. What the fuck was the score? I don't know, but they won by 19. So that wasn't
it. That was close. Hold on. I'll get the score. I'll pull it up.
Anyway,
so this series is tied, ladies and gents. And obviously, anybody rooting for the Celtics here. 107-88 is the final score. That was way off as far as the score is concerned.
This was the score of game 1. I just didn't change it.
Yes. So anyway, the Splash Brothers and their new I guess a new adopted cousin, which would be Poole, went for 17 off the bench. A complete win for the Warriors. They get back into the series. You guys sticking to your predictions. I said the Warriors in 6. You said the Warriors in 5? No, that wasn't your prediction.
I'm pretty sure it was 5.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I said 5.
I don't know.
I hope I said 6.
This is something.
I hope I said 6, but I'm pretty sure I said 5.
I think me and Rob agreed that Warriors wouldn't have been 6. You had something different, either 5 or 7.
I definitely didn't have 7.
No? All right.
Okay, so 6.
So all of us said the Warriors in 6.
I can't imagine that I said 6 or 7. That seems very, very soft on my behalf to make like a loose prediction like that, but maybe I did.
You said Tampa in 5. the Lightning.
Yeah.
So
not sticking to that one.
No, not okay.
But
we can't. It's statistically not.
Bro, real talk, in this series, the Celtics have had really one real good quarter. And other than that, they've either played even or gotten smoked. I think Golden State is still the clear-cut better team. They're deeper. You know, everybody was talking about when Jason Tatum has his good game, watch out. And it's like, well, you know, didn't he have a good game?
Tatum?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tatum went for 28.
Okay.
But that's not God mode.
I'm still watching out for Tatum and what the Celtics are going to do when Tatum plays that well. The problem with game 1 was that Al Horford played out of his mind. You're not going to get that type of shit from him. You're not going to get that type of shit.
Well, when Al Horford played out of his mind, Tatum went for like 12. So that's you got to get a combo. You got to get the combo of a Horford day and
but if you take away that one great quarter by the Celtics,
no, they get run out of the court.
They're getting run off the floor big time by this team. And I think that was what Draymond said after the game 1 thing. He was like, up until like 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, we were pretty much dominating.
How great is Draymond?
Things got out of hand
like
quick.
Audio-wise.
It was just tough for them to come back from. The Celtics were making every single shot. Now, you could say play better defense, but when you have a team that's clicking like that, making the extra pass, and Al Horford, you're supposed to leave him open for 3.
Correct.
You know, so to me, that's good defense. You got to hit your shots, and you hit your shots, and you win basketball games, and that's what Boston did.
Scoop coming in saying Tatum, his worst plus minus of his career in that game. Ooh. So that's rough. Scoop watch First Take before this. Ooh, Scoop. Don't you dare. Don't you watch First Take. I'm kidding. Do whatever the hell you want. AJ, yeah, I mean, that's another topic for another day. Clay was not good last night either, and they still pulled this off, according to Tim Riley. So that's another plus. I mean,
I think that's
Curry goes for 29. He's 9 for 21 for 3, so he had himself a night.
Clay has just been inconsistent as a whole since he's come back.
Yeah, but Clay is the reason why these guys are all the way here, I think. He's like the missing piece of this team.
I would say that it's Clay's injury, him coming back is a nice thing, but I don't think that he's a better player at this point than Wiggins or Jordan Poole. I don't think he's a better player than either of those guys right now. Because those guys have the capability of bringing it every single night. I think Clay, he's just inconsistent, and his shot, he has to be hitting his shots. I don't think he does as many things well that he used to before all the injuries.
Yeah. So this obviously does this change your tune about the entire series? You think this is kind of look, the series now shifts to Boston. Okay, we're tied here. Boston did what it had to do to stay relevant in the series, not steal one on the road, right? We talked about it before with the Rangers.
Boston also hasn't been playing well at home this postseason. For as far as they've made it, they've lost a lot of games at home.
I know the Heat took them down in Boston.
Yeah, they lost 2 games at home to the Heat. Look, the Celtics don't have much championship experience. If you combine how many guys they have on their roster, they have that many games in the postseason times 2. So 13. They have 26 total champion games in the NBA championship now to like the 160 for Golden State's roster. That does matter. The only guy with championship experience, I think, is their coach as an assistant somewhere. Correct me if I'm wrong. Those things matter. I think Golden State is just fine going on the road into Boston and proving that they're the team to beat. Or what did I say, Golden State in 5? Yeah, so I have no choice but to ride with this. When's the next game? Tomorrow?
You wish. Wednesday.
Wow.
Yeah. See, now you're coming around a little bit. Like, why is this a thing? Why do they need this much time in between games?
No, I'm not coming around a little bit.
Come around.
I don't care.
Come on around.
I personally don't care.
Come on.
I asked just because I want to know when we're going to be able to talk about it again.
It's bullshit. All right. They played a game on Sunday and they don't play again until Wednesday at 9 o'clock.
I was about to make predictions, but I
3 days. You got guys getting hit in the face with sticks and they're going back into the game, but these guys need 3 nights off. Are you kidding? It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. And
how much ice time does a hockey player get in a game?
You'd be surprised. I know it's like 30-second shifts and stuff, and you see that, but guys log like 25, 30 minutes of ice time. They do. Over the course of the time, they do.
I'm not trying to make a comparison to hockey being not as tough as the NBA.
Travel, Anand. I know you're not serious with travel
in any way, shape, or form.
Why? Because it's across the country. They had this already matched in. If it was Golden State and Miami, same shit.
Let's see what the days off are in the Stanley Cup.
It's only one day in between.
Everyone.
No,
not playoff games. I'm talking about Stanley Cup, because right now we're dealing with playoff games. I just want to wait.
Same thing.
You know that for a fact.
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm watching the damn series.
No, Dave. This is not what I'm talking about. NBA playoffs were every other
Stanley
game
Cup.
Stanley Cup is the NBA Finals equivalent for the NHL. So
I think it's the same.
You think it is?
I think it's the same.
I think we might
Somebody
be having a different
correct me on that?
conversation when we check it.
I'm gonna look right now. Matter of fact,
I feel like we might be
like
having a different conversation.
And Stanley Cup schedule. Right? That's unless somebody cuts me off. Let me know if somebody, because I'm not looking at the comments.
I'll cut you off. It's probably going to be me being right in this one. I can't imagine it because it's a TV. It's not like the NHL is like, no, our guys are tough. They could play.
No. All right, let's see here. Damn, there's no actual. Oh, here we go. Stanley Cup Final. Ready? Of course, the schedule's not available for that round. Okay. Well, chances are it's the same. Okay. Dave is right. Every 2 days. Thank you, Scoop.
Fuck you, Scoop.
From downtown, Scoop sinks one. God, I love being right. Only when it's right against you. Everybody else, I'm just like, whatever.
Oh my God, when people say things like when they state their opinion as fact, it's so troubling to me. It means,
what do you mean?
Like I'm even saying about you.
What did I do?
About like it being the hardest trophy to hoist, hands down. No.
Yes, it is.
It's just simply not. Mathematically, it's not.
No. I'm not talking about math. I don't think he's talking about math either. We're talking about hardest, toughest on the human body athlete. It's the toughest. You're getting crushed every other night. You're not playing an NBA game where if you get breathed on the wrong way, it's a foul. Okay? These guys are getting absolutely brutalized every other night.
Take a page from every other sport and do what they do instead of trying to do what they do, because nobody gives a shit. And the ratings, I think, are a factor here. Why isn't the NHL doing it like the NBA does it and giving the networks their say and maximizing on their dollars?
Because you know what? You know why? I'll tell you right now. And this could be a theory.
Won't stand for it.
No.
All 13 of them.
Well, no. This is why I think crushed by janitors, not crushed by Aaron Donald. Ryan, you see, that's just ignorance. It's a funny comment, but it's ignorant. That's actually a really funny comment, but it's ignorance, because NHL players are just as good athletes as the rest of the world. You don't understand. Have you ever stepped on an ice rink? You'd probably go to the local ice rink in California and try to skate and fall immediately. These guys are skating.
They're not the best athletes. They're the best hockey players. And I'm not saying that a hockey player isn't an athlete, but what are we actually talking about?
All right. So why don't we, first of all, take this graphic down, because this could be a clippable thing without this thing in front of my face. So here's my thing. When you play hockey, right? Do you think there's any sport that could be played? All right, I'm trying to word this in a correct way. Like LeBron could play football, right? Because he could probably play tight end. He could probably catch a ball. I think he played high school ball, right? So football and basketball, similar in a way. Nobody, not one NBA guy, not one NFL athlete, not one baseball player can just pick up a stick, get on skates, and play national hockey. They can't do it.
I'll explain why.
Can't do it.
I'll explain why.
Explain why they can't do it, or explain why they can't.
There's several reasons as to why that's not able to be done. I would say to that argument, you know what's worse? Baseball. Watch an athlete try and hit a baseball, a 100-mile-an-hour curveball. It's just not even debatable. Now, I don't care if you practice how to hit a 100-mile-an-hour curveball or 80-mile-an-hour curveball and then a 100-mile-an-hour fastball and then a 90-mile-an-hour changeup, all thrown by the same guy with the same arm angle. You could practice from now until the time you're dead, and you'll never hit it. You'll never be good. I could practice and learn how to ice skate, right? I'll never hit a fucking curveball.
Okay. You can ice skate. You can ice skate. Cool. Can you hit a puck while you're still on those skates? Can you stop on a dime?
Like I just watched like middle-aged, like out of shape guys that play for Woodbridge PBA play hockey.
That's not. But that's not.
So it's like
that's not real hockey. I mean, it's hockey, but it's not. It's beer league. That's Anthony. Those guys are playing
when we're talking
non-competitive.
I don't think that NHL players are as good of athletes as, let's say, an NBA player. Athletically, like this guy is 6'4", he jumps out of the building. He's 6'8" and he jumps out of the building. Like, you can't tell me that any guy in the NHL is like, you look at LeBron, that's a fucking 6'8", 260, and he runs a 4.4. That what are we basing athlete on? Now, could LeBron do that on skates? No, absolutely not. But could a hockey player go and dunk?
I don't know.
No, it's like you're comparing sports. Of course, one guy that puts all his time athletically into one thing isn't going to be able to go do the other. But I just don't see it. I don't see the NHL players being like the best athletes in the world. Not even close.
Jimmy's breaking me here. No Knicks are athletic. Just none of them. Oh, man. Athletic is taking away the sport you play and how fast, strong, and high you jump. It leads me
to like the whole see Eastbound and Down? When
I stopped watching.
When Kenny Powers was talking to the principal that was dating his ex,
mm-hmm.
and he's like, "Oh, I run a decathlon." He's like, "Yeah, that's cool. I play real sports. I'm not trying to be the best at exercising." So, it's athletically. I guess who's the best athlete is who's the best at exercising, and I don't think the NHL players are.
So, who do you think, top of your head, who is the best athlete in the world today?
Right now,
who's the best athlete in the world today? Meaning, the ability to pick up a skill would probably be effortless.
Probably
for them.
Pat Mahomes.
I can see that,
or it's a quarterback to me.
Not all quarterbacks.
It's a quarterback.
Maybe a new age quarterback.
Look at Kyler Murray. He was drafted in the first round.
That's what I'm saying. New age quarterback.
So like a guy that if you put.
You're gonna like Peyton Manning.
He's too short. So, but if you put like a guy like Rodgers or Mahomes at the free throw line, they're gonna hit every free throw. If they're just good at everything. Golf. Look at Rodgers sinking putts, right? You understand that's the type of guy. But as far as physical specimen type shit, a guy like T.O.
Ryan says LeBron, and then Ken says LeBron my ass. So
we're talking shortstop in baseball, quarterback in football. That's the type of guy that I'm talking about. Could do almost anything they put their mind to.
Mom's coming in. Dan Marino. No, not at all. But I'm curious. But you actually kind of nailed a good one, I think. Pat Mahomes, obviously, his dad was a pitcher, has that gene in him to play baseball. He could probably go out there and ball on the court, right? I don't know if he could put on skates and play in the NHL, but I think he might be able to. This is an
interesting debate because it is like what we are trying to do here is who's the best athlete who would be good at most different sports. I would say it would be a guy that plays shortstop or quarterback. Now, who's the most athletic person? A guy like T.O., a guy like LeBron. You can't, when you're starting to talk about physical presence, then it eliminates almost anybody else that's not as big, fast, or strong. So it takes all the skill set away. So I think hand-eye coordination does matter. And Ryan, me and you disagree on this one a little bit.
Jimmy thinks they should have a power play in the NBA.
Jeff Gordon at 5'7", LOL.
There you go. Yeah, I was just curious because it's always a good topic to have because look, again, we're not going to agree here. I along with a couple others in the chat thought that hockey is the hardest, and you beg to differ. I mean, look, they're the same. I just look when I guess what enrages me the most is when I see the schedule that comes out for the NBA, like all these games that you need off, and I'm just like, dude, come on. Like I just saw Panarin or Zibanejad both just get fucking nailed in the face, go to the bench like, man, I got hit in the face. Oh, here, hold on. Let me clean that up. Get back out there. Okay. And then just go back out there and then kill each other. It's just incredible to me. And when is that you just putting that up there?
Well, I'm trying to let people know.
I thought you meant the best jumper, fastest and strong. No, I mean, look, LeBron James right now is like a lot of people had that mentality that they could. And I lost my train of thought. I don't know. Whatever. I know that the
We're
NHL
talking about sports, though, Scoop.
We're
talking about sports. I agree that golf is like fringe sport, but
I mean that's not a fringe sport. That's a sport. Yeah. Anything that's kept score to me is a sport.
What?
Anything that you keep score in is a sport.
I keep scoring Yahtzee.
You got to rise out of Ashley for that one.
You keep scoring.
Terrible game.
You keep scoring in a lot of.
You're not
games.
understanding my point, man. Like I'm saying, like, don't give me
disc golf, speed golf.
It's on the Ocho. It's almost a sport.
Speed golf.
I'm
not trying to come at golf. Golf is a hard activity. It's just
activity, my ass, bro.
I know. I'm just trying to get a rise out of the golf guys.
Like my God, I couldn't. Like even the guys that come here on Tuesdays and do their show here, the golf club. Like I'm blown away. We're like, I shot of this, and I'm just like, that means you shot it straight because I couldn't even do that.
My theory on golf and why I don't think it's a sport. And it's not that I don't think it's a sport. I know it's a sport. I'm just A, trolling, and B, when I see somebody that I think I'll run circles around in any real sport, be better than me at something.
You just said real sport again.
I know, Dave. I'm trolling. Do you not get it? Stop. All right. So when I see somebody
Ryan,
better than me in a fake sport that I would run circles around in every single real sport, I have trouble with that. To me, it's like, is that a sport at all? Or are we just like doing an activity here?
I don't know. But Ryan said WWE isn't a sport. At Rob and his newborn. First of all, bro, listen, as somebody who's competed in a professional wrestling ring, that is as much of a sport as anything else. I'm sorry.
No, it's not. It's not, because
you have to be athletic. You have to have wind.
So what's harder? Is it harder to win? Is it harder to win the Royal Rumble than it is to win? Or does somebody just have to pick?
I'm gonna stop, bro.
Probably the hardest thing to do in the world is to win the Royal Rumble. Not only because you have to go in there and do it, but you have to get the higher ups to agree to it. Right? So it's all fucking politics, and you have to play the political game there. You got to win the fans over, or not, for that matter, and be the heel. Like, which way do you go? God, it's so difficult to win that Royal Rumble.
Ryan's, it's scripted. Oh, you're breaking news over here, Ryan. Everybody calm down. I don't know. Did you guys know that Undertaker can't beat Brock Lesnar in a real wrestling match? Shit. I'm aware.
He might beat The Rock. Rock has never wrestled, did he?
Who?
The Rock?
Amateur? No.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
That would be a good one, maybe. Maybe the Taker was like a state champ.
You're telling me old ass Undertaker is an athlete. He doesn't wrestle anymore. Oh, they are, Rob. See, that's what happened. Rob's coming in. They better not be shitting on wrestling right now. Well, guess what, Rob? Welcome to the chat, by the way. Yeah, your boy is going way in on the WWE and their
He added you and everything, so it wasn't like he's talking shit behind your back. He said, "Where you at, Rob?"
He did.
But yeah, great show today.
Yeah, great show.
I feel like I have like an edible hangover from yesterday, so I'm.
Where'd you get those edibles? The Feel Good Factory? Just say yes. No. All right.
They don't. No, that would. No. They don't sell edibles there.
Don't they? Yeah, they do.
No, it's CBD. This is the real edible.
Oh. You know, my boy Tommy actually just started baking. He actually sent me a text. It's in my pocket right now. You want to see this? I got to show you this because you'll appreciate this as a pothead. Look, I know that's showing you my age. Here.
They look troubling.
They're all.
Why are they red? They look like red brick.
Can't see them. Yeah, you can. There you go. Those are weed cookies. And he's like, yo, market me. I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do? Tell people that you make weed cookies? There it is, right there. There's his plug. Congratulations, Tommy. You just got your first sales. So that be that. Anyway, what is this?
He bought them from a guy in Keensburg on Raritan.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, here we go. Ryan, when you come to Jersey, we're going to get you in a wrestling ring and climb the top rope, see how hard it is. Rob, have you ever done that, actually? I'm just out of curiosity because I don't know. But I'll tell you right now, climbing to the top rope was an actual class we had to take to do that because there's an actual a skill behind just getting to the top.
And yes, I will fucking climb a top rope and I will walk around on the rope too, guaranteed. I'm nimble.
I'll bet you
on that.
Every dollar that I have and own in my body and my mind and my bank accounts.
I'm going to do
that. You cannot walk around the top rope without falling off.
I'm going to do a couple things right now. Like after this show, I'm going to show you, and you'll be like, "Yeah, he could probably do it. He could probably do it."
What are you parkour? Like, dude, you cannot walk the ropes on the top rope around the ring. You can't do it.
I'm not saying I'm going to complete the square guaranteed first time, but I could definitely walk from turnbuckle to turnbuckle.
You know what? The edibles are working, my friend, because you are high as a kite.
They certainly are.
High as a kite. If you think you can walk that, you are out of your mind.
I've watched.
You watched what?
Guys that are able to do it. And I think
and they're super what? They're super what? Athletes. You're not an athlete right now, Chris. Dave, I'm sorry to tell you.
I'm talking. I watched The Undertaker do it like 4 years ago.
He holds the guy's hand while he's doing it. It's called
bad look, Taker.
Old school. It's called old school. Great move.
I have good balance, Dave.
I don't care. You're not a cat. You can't just go running on a rope. You just can't do it.
Jimmy, shut the fuck up. I'll beat you in everything at any point in your life too.
I'll put money on Jimmy 1-on-1 pickleball.
Okay, deal. How much are you gonna lose?
Jimmy, hear that? pay-per-view exclusive to our Patreon members of $10. Pickleball. Jimmy's like, all of a sudden he's a world. What do you say? Post that. Okay, let's settle this. Chris versus Dave in a decathlon. No, I'm not. I didn't come out.
Dave's like, wait, what the fuck?
No, I don't. This is what I'm saying. I don't put myself in this situation.
We have to race in the 40 after this.
I got sandals on. Like, no. First of all, I'm not putting myself in all this. I'm just explaining it to you.
Ring now.
I haven't wrestled since 2016.
I firmly believe that I could scale the ropes and walk around the ring.
You're so.
I'm not sure what that
these
has
edibles
to do
are great.
Not sure what that has to do with
dealer.
me being an athlete either, Jimmy. It's called walking. But anyway.
Oh my God. Whew. Anyway, not all 10 events will be athletic. I mean, what are we talking about here?
Like chug a beer.
Oh, I win. I win the beer chug.
Just
we do bench press. I can win that
thing. A one-time beer chug.
Speed is like, yeah.
Yeah, have you ever seen me chug a beer?
You can't even drink a beer without feeling like, oh man, I'm burning.
Could you see me chug something? Like I want to just do it quick. Like if it's anything, I could chug something pretty.
Beer is different. That's a different beast, bro.
I'm not saying I'm going to drink
that. I could challenge right after the show.
Chug a beer. Chug a beer in a pint glass. I think I like a second. Done.
All right. That remains to be seen, but you know what? That's why you need exclusive content. And by doing so, you can head over to patreon.com/Chop Sports. So look, this has been another show. We got our interns back tomorrow. It'll be a loaded show because there's nothing going on today. That's going to be a tricky part because look, no baseball. Well, the Mets play, but no basketball, no hockey. The Oilers play tonight. Yeah, I think that series actually plays, so that there is a hockey game to be played tonight. They can actually put that away. The Avalanche are up 3-0. But yeah, so there'll be stuff to talk about tomorrow. And as we get closer to game 4 of the Rangers series that goes down tomorrow night, and of course the NBA resumes in August according to the schedule. So for Dave Sturch and Gooch, we will see you guys tomorrow.
Talking shit. Beefing. I got real beef with Jimmy.